Some people might remember that I rarely used to look at a piece of paper when I was going to speak. In fact, most of the time I never bothered writing anything down. Those years are way beyond me now. In fact, when I sat down today, I got to the computer because I've never been able to read my own handwriting, and I boosted up the size of the type so that I could see it. Anita, this is what I was thinking about today. 1987. Seems like only yesterday, but it's really 27 years ago. I saw Anita last week, and I spoke to her. She was already gone. And I said to her, Anita, there's a story about the day we were both hired. The same day. I think it was August of 87. August 14th. I try to forget part of it. And I told her, you know, there's a story about that meeting that the board had. And if I'm not here, and I didn't think I'd be here, I was up in Canada yesterday. Drove down today. I said, Anita, you'll tell the story. When I came in here today, I said, Anita, I'll tell the story. Okay, we were hired at the same board. Now, Anita, it's already been mentioned, she was a child advocate and a parent in the school for a number of years. And she always said what was on her mind. In fact, there were some members of the board. Remember, I knew nothing about this board. I was here, I'd been interviewed, I got the job, I was very happy. But some of the members of the board that night were not too sure that they wanted Anita to be present in the school and privy to the inner workings of the building itself. I guess we all know why. Now, the members of the board had already voted to appoint me as the principal of the middle school, and they agreed to hire Anita. But as I remember it, and it's getting a little hazy, they did so, and at the same time they gave me an assignment, my first assignment as principal. They told me to keep a very sharp eye. At least that's the way I remember it. In fact, as I remember, I couldn't believe they were telling me that at the meeting. Now, it was on that basis that we both went to work, and it was a great time. You started there. Lou and then Doris were my office wives. And you eventually you were the mother of the vice principals. And you know what? You were qualified for the job in many respects, aside from the fact that you were a great mother. You knew the history of the school and most of the faculty. You were an outstanding advocate for the student body and always looked out for the best interests of the school, the people she worked for, and the kids as well. I always had a little feeling, Anita, that you had more than a little hand in some of the reports that were written and some of the evaluations that were done with data and working things up. You're laughing? Maybe? Okay. You know, Anita didn't have to be a school secretary. She was qualified to be a school administrator. And she became and was licensed, as I understood it, as a business administrator, educational business administrator. And she could have done it, but she chose to stay at the middle school instead. And I think we all benefited by that in many, many ways. Well, 23 years have gone by, and she's now leaving the school. You either did the greatest job in the world, or the board was just afraid to take you on and let you go. I'm not sure which it was. Because you always spoke your mind. You always made sure that the people you were working for knew when there was danger ahead. You took care of us also. Anita, we'll all remember you, and we'll all miss you. I have an old saying that I used to hear a lot in the Navy, and I always say it. We all wish you fair winds and a following sea as you take up your new job as a full-time grandmother. Thanks, Anita.